Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's live stream. How's everyone going today? How are we doing? Let's start as we normally do. Let me get the window up on the computer with the weather report. So here we go, heading over to good old Safari. So at the moment, we're looking at 24 Celsius, which is about 75 Fahrenheit. And this is at 8:30 a.m. So going to be a nice warm day. I think it's meant to be about 28 or 29 Celsius today. So really nice, warm but not hot. It was really weird, the weather this week. It's been really nice and warm, which has been exceptionally good. I'm just checking over my monitor to make sure that things are coming up, and they are for a change. Let me go back to the camera. So what have you been up to where you are? Let me just minimize this and I can get back and we'll take a look through the comments. So, Andreas, good day all. Hope everyone's well. Thank you so much for that, Andreas. Welcome to you. We've got Blonde Scales 1 coming in from Arkansas. Hello. Greetings from Tom. And then Tony, hello from Wiltshire over in the UK. Marie, hi from Michigan. Ricardo, good morning from London over in the UK. Steve, snowy in Utah this evening. Great skiing. Do you know, I know I've said this a lot. I don't know if I've said it on here. When I lived in the UK, a lot of people used to go on skiing holidays. And I used to say to them that I couldn't understand why they would do that. If I'm going to go on holiday, I want to be warm, not cold. It just really tickled me, that the amount of people that went skiing. Miss Marilyn Darling, hi. Gary, hi everybody. And then also from Marilyn, Andreas, Blonde Scales 1, Marie, Ricardo, Steve and Tony. Welcome to you, Miss Marilyn Darling. Got something to show very shortly, which was really driven by comments from Miss Marilyn Darling. Blonde Scales 1, doing much better than last week. And then, yeah, we missed you last week. I don't think you were on the stream last week. Ricardo, no snow here, but still cold at 3 Celsius. And then we got what I would guess is some kind of emoji. I'm not very good with emojis. I'm old. There from Marilyn. Let me just refresh. Tony, hello to MMD, Ricardo, Blonde Scales 1. Gary, of course, 0 Celsius tonight. Yeah, very cold there in the UK. Marilyn, it's 63 Fahrenheit, which is 17 Celsius. That's somewhere in California, I believe. Again, that's quite nice though, isn't it? It's not cold. Well, I would say it's cold, but it's not cold. Ricardo, welcome to you, Ricardo. Hello all. Blonde Scales 1, hated to miss last week, but I was pretty sick. Sometimes the best thing you can do, just relax, just do nothing. Don't worry about joining a live stream. I mean, I record them all, so you can still see it if you wanted to. But no, don't blame me. If you're not well, you should be relaxing. Indika, apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Hi, greetings from Sri Lanka. Welcome to you. Andreas, hope you're feeling better, Blonde Scales. Mr. Inky Fingers, hey from Michigan. Nice and cold here. Oh, I don't begrudge you that. I really don't. Blonde Scales 1, much better, thank you. Marcy Me, hey friends. Sorry I'm late. Welcome to you, Marcy Me. Let me do another refresh. Marilyn, it's a perfect temp. Yes, 17 Celsius, 63 Fahrenheit. Not hot, not cold. I mean, this is a problem. Like, even now, I'm sweating terribly. Unfortunately, it's not showing too bad on this T-shirt. Marcy Me, missed last week as I was babysitting 6 grands for the weekend. Oh, I bet that was awesome fun. Best thing about having grandkids, you can hand them back. Whereas your own kids, they're there all the time, aren't they? But with grandkids, yep. Fill in with sugar, fill in with all them red colourings, and then hand them back. Because you don't have to worry about dealing with the aftermath. Let me refresh. Tony, hello, Marcy Me. Just watched your gold spot video. Excellent. And then let's do another refresh. Ricardo, got this week my first 18 karat gold nib in a platinum pocket pen. Nib is soft, fine. Also a Pilot Custom 74 with a soft, fine, medium nib. Awesome. I like the idea of a platinum pocket pen. I think that's a brilliant idea. And then leave the comments for a second. Not really got anything to really talk about today. I didn't bother putting in a topic. I think I just put down general chat. I think sometimes it's nice just to have the ones where we can talk and chat. So I will be trying to be a bit more responsive to the comments as we're going through this talky section. So I had some deliveries this week. Well, not some. It was one delivery because I ordered them both from the same place. First thing that's come in is in this box. I haven't actually opened this, so let's take a quick gander. Can I open it? It's got plastic things on the ends. Let me just get my scissors. Slice these open. And I should really use my pocket knife for this. There we go. We're in that end. And now we should be in this end. I'll just leave them there. I'll tidy up later on. So in there, I've got a TWSBI swipe. I went for the smoke colour. Oh, that's a cat. I was trying to work out what that is. That's because it's got them multiple filling mechanisms, isn't it? I also went for a medium nib. I don't have any other medium TWSBIs, so I thought, yep, let's give this one a try. So that came in this week. Not sure when I'll be doing my first impressions because I've got loads of videos scheduled to record at the moment. So I'll pop that to one side. Let me just refresh the comments. Just to see if there's anything about that one. So we've got Marcy Me, awesome Ricardo. Ricardo, the Platinum is from the 70s. Wow. Marilyn, oh, I hope you like it. I bet I'm completely with you on that. Blonde Scales 1, you got to swipe, absolutely. Tony Bins, Garry, when do you receive your new Pelican? I'll talk about that in a second. David, hi from Austin, where it's 88 today and will be 55 tomorrow. Wow, that's a big drop. Marilyn, I thought you would have gone for the green one. I know I was so tempted by the green one, but I thought if I go for smoke, it leaves me. I like to be a bit matchy with my ink, so the smoke does give me a lot more options. David, hey Tony, welcome to you, David. Marilyn, the medium, it's a good medium. Yeah, that's what I've heard with them, and because I've got a fine, I've got extra fine, I've got broad, and I've got a 1.1 stub, all from TWSBI. Obviously, different nibs, different pens. That's why I thought, yeah, let's go and get that medium. Then I've got a bigger range, so I might actually be able to do a video comparing the different sizes of the nibs. David, hello, Ricardo. Marcy Me, hello to Tony. Thank you. I haven't posted my last recording of the Pilot Parallel 3.0. I've got 2 more pens to share at my leisure. Awesome. I love watching your videos. If you don't follow Marcy Me, same with Miss Marilyn Darling, go and follow them. Really worth the time. David, hey Marcy. Whoops. Indika, does the nib damage the vacuumetric pen? Does the nib damage when the vacuumetric pen is filling? I'm guessing that's about one of the other ones. I'm not sure. Marcy Me, same temps here, David. David, hey Tom. Kaz, hi from London, UK. 0 degrees tonight. Blonde Scales 1, my swipe is a medium. Oh, sorry, welcome to Kaz as well. Miss Marilyn Darling, I'm the other way. I am matchy because otherwise I will mix up the ink and the colour of the pen and make muck-ups. Yeah, very similar to why I do it because it's easy to remember if you've got a green pen and green ink. Although I've got that many green inks. So the other thing that was in that package is this box here. A Pelican white box. Not going to open this box because I've already opened it. I haven't filmed the first impressions yet. I like to clean out my pen, so I've already taken the pen out to give it a clean. So before I put it back in, here's my precious, my new baby. This is the Pelican M1000 in Renaissance Brown. And here we've got, oh, look, just look at that beautiful nib. Not had any ink in here, not even dipped it. All I've done is I've cleaned it out with water to make sure it's nice and clean before I do my first impressions. Actually going to be filming my first impressions tomorrow. So, yeah, that's the other thing that came in. I did order them both. I've been looking for the TWSBI for a while, but I wanted to make sure I bought it with some other stuff. So I got the free shipping, which is what I did because obviously with that Pelican, I got free shipping anyway because of the cost of it. and it is it's the most I've spent on a pen, full stop. Broke my heart spending that sort of money, but I think it's going to be worth it. I'll know tomorrow after I film my first impressions. I've been really good because the pen actually arrived on Tuesday, so it's been sat there since Tuesday, and it keeps crying out to me to do the first impressions early, but I'm being very, very good. I'm sticking to my sticking to my schedule that I've got. David, are you in D or FW? I grew up in FW. I'm guessing that's something to do with US cities or something. Ricardo, hi David. Marilyn, thank you for the shout out. No, you're more than welcome. Blonde Scales 1, we're getting a good cool down too. Marilyn, gasp, yeah. Marilyn, oh, so expensive. Shiny Pelicans, yeah, as I say, it was so expensive. Honestly, I mean, I'll share it tomorrow, but it was 1,000. It was just under $1,200 Aussie dollars. I've never ever spent that much on a pen. Absolutely never. I think the most I'd spent before that was $850, which was on the Homo sapiens. Blonde Scales 1, no Gollum voice. Yeah, I'm not very good at voices. It's bad enough with my own voice, let alone try to do other ones. Blonde Scales 1, lol. Yeah. Marcy Me to David, south of FW. Tony Bins, well, Gary, that's a great answer. Stunning looking pen. It absolutely is. I cannot wait to get ink in it and to try it out. Caris, nice Pelican. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Thank you. Blonde Scales 1, DFW is Dallas/Fort Worth, so it's down in Texas. Oh, up in Texas, would that be from me? No, down. Australia, everyone knows that Australia is the top of the world. Ricardo, that's a stunning, good-looking pen, absolutely. Marty Me powered up my aircon today. Yeah, we've had the aircon on a couple of times this week. Normally I just try and sit with fans on, but it was getting really warm. I was listening to a podcast earlier this week it's from a radio station here in Australia called Triple J, and each week they've got a 1 hour thing where they have a science communicator called Dr. Carl. He comes on and does an hour answering people's questions. And I was really interested because one of the things he was saying on there that with fans, that if the temperature's below 40 Celsius, a fan can be beneficial. But once it goes over 40 Celsius, they actually recommend that you don't use fans because apparently it can cause some kind of cardiac issue. Not too sure. I'd say it was just what he was doing on this radio show. It's something that I want to dig into a bit more. He did say he's doing on another one of his podcasts, he's focusing on that a bit sometime in the near future. So I will keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I was really interested by that. David, hey Marcy, small world. Andreas, I know the Pelicans are expensive, but I have to say the M1000 is my favourite writer. I do like the size of it. I say I've not inked it up, but just looking at it, feeling it in my hand, it feels very, very nice. Marcy Me to David Alvarado. David, hey Andreas. And then we've got Andreas to hello David. Let me just refresh the commentos. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to Safari again. Let me just pull it up on the screen first. So last week I was saying about wanting to try and start to map out where people are coming into the channel from. So this is on my website. Ignore what it says at the top. I host it on Wix because it's free. But if you go to eves.id.au, it will take you to the website, and there's a link on there to this. So at the moment, with the details that people gave me, this is where we've got people coming in watching the channel. So we've got, I don't know why, well, I do know why, I can't make this any smaller without losing stuff. So we've got here, we've got the US duplicated, and here, hopefully you can see where I'm moving my mouse, we've got Africa duplicated. So the key bit is in this middle, just over a third of the square. You know, so we've got here little pins for where people are coming from. If you would like to be included on this, just let me know. I'm not putting anything on there unless people have said, yes, you can put it on here. And happy if you want to just tell me the country you're in, happy with that. Or if you want to just tell me the country and state, again, happy with that. Or the country, the state, and the town, or even a locality within a city. It's down to you how much you want to share. I don't put your names on it, so I'm just going to pick one at random. I'll just pick that one. So there's no details on it. And to be honest, I couldn't tell you where they came from because I've forgotten already. But what it lets me do is put them on. So if I zoom on in a bit, we can start looking here at the states. And then I'll zoom in a bit more. There we go. So there's some idea of where people are coming in from. So if you're happy to share that, please put it into either put it into the comments or the chat, or just send me an email. I say with the level of detail you want. It could be country and state, it could be country and town, or country and city, or even right down to locality within that area. That's down to you. I will not put street addresses on, and I don't put your name on it, so there's no one who knows it's associated with you. Let me go back to the camera. I think I'd already done that. Let me close the window. So back to the comments. Marilyn, as a medical professional, I have to say the fan thing sounds silly. Yeah, we thought that when we heard it, but it's normally quite good. He works at the is a science communicator at the University of Sydney, and I know he is also a medical doctor as well. But I'm not sure. It just seemed weird. That's why I want to dig into that, because I just thought, why is there a cut off? It didn't seem right. David, oh wow, drive right through there, going to Fort Worth from Austin. Awesome. Miss Marilyn Darling, you put me on from Santa Ana. Let me just make a note. Santa Ana, Seattle. Marcy me, the M1000 Renaissance is a maybe for the future. Gorgeous pen. I'm not sure about the size. I may need to test at a pen show. Yeah, I'll know better once I've done my full first impressions. What I'm going to do here, here's a narwhal school kill. There's the narwhal compared to it. So I would say wider than a school kill and longer than the school kill. Let me see, what have I got here? That Conklin All-American. So not as wide as that Conklin All-American, but still just a little bit on the longer side. And the Pilot Custom 823, let's try there. So lengthwise, the 823, this is all capped obviously, is longer. Widthwise, the 823, a little bit narrower. So I hope that gives a little bit of idea. I'll show better when I actually do the first impressions. Marilyn, or Orange County, California. Thank you. I've just popped them down. Marcy me, yes, on the 35W. David, been doing that for 45 years. Wow. Kaz, no problem sharing London, UK. Thank you for that. Just made a note. Marcy me, please wave when passing through. Yeah. Richard, Maryland, USA. What have we got? Eastern Shore. David, put me on Austin, Texas. Cool, thank you for that. Add me, DeQueen, Arkansas. Can't write. D. David, to Marcy. Miss Marilyn Darling, also compare the Pelican M1000 to the AdMock M800. Absolutely, I will be doing that. I'll be doing that. It'll be compared against my Homo sapiens in another video. I've got whole loads that I'm going to do. it'll be compared against the 823. What else will I compare it against? The Pelican M200, which is a steel version. I thought I'd do them too as well. Got loads that I'll be doing. I want to make sure I get my money's worth out of it from videos, I can tell you. Marcy Me, oh my, thanks, Garry. That comparison helps a great deal. Andreas, I hired Dr. Carl for a conference once. Spent a week with him. He's a bit offbeat, but good fun. Yeah, he seems really genuine every time I listen to him. And I think he's got a TV show on at the moment on, it might be ABC, but I've seen that it's also been shown, or some of it, I've seen links on YouTube. Today's mug, by the way, we got Star Wars here, the original. Ricardo, if you want, you can put me down for Ponta Delgada. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Delgada Azores. My birthplace. You can also get a pin in the middle of the Atlantic. Awesome. Thanks for that, Ricardo. Andreas, put me down for running out of place on this paper. I'm just going to turn the page. Isn't it nice when you turn the page? So we've got Modgill, Queensland. And then we've got John. Welcome to you, John. Connecticut, USA. This is going to be awesome. I say the idea with this, I will keep pushing this quite often, just to see where everybody is. And I say it's there on that map on eves.id.au. And all I'm doing is using Google Maps to show it. Blonde Scales 1, southwest part of Arkansas, if that helps you find it. Yep, now you know. Where are we? Arkansas, that's southwest. Okay, thank you all for that. I say, let's do up. Any more comments for the moment? David, I'm sort of proud of myself. I managed to repair a nib that I damaged when I dropped one of my favourite Mont Blancs. Oh, I'd have been crying if I'd have dropped a Mont Blanc and damaged the nib. The nib was bent on the right side, looking at the tip. I got it straight and writing. Awesome. That's what I want to try and do later on this year, is playing around more with nibs. I know I've said this a while. So I'm actually having my cataract surgery on Friday. So, which is on this eye. This one's clear. So hopefully I'll be able to see clearly. Hopefully by this time next week, I'll be able to see properly. So I'm looking forward to that. And then what that means is I'll be happier to go and play around because I'll be able to actually see what I'm doing. At the moment, everything's so foggy. What I'm having to do is use my phone camera and zoom it in just to try and see something. And I quite often pull this out. You'd have thought I'd be using this to looking at nibs, but I'm not. I'm pulling this out and I'm putting it to try and read little writing on my screen. It's terrible. David, I'm still going to have Annabelle Sophie Hillier look at it at Dromgoole in a couple of weeks, but it's just to check it. Yeah, it's nice to get that because then at least if she checks and say, yeah, this is perfect, then you know you've done a good job. Marcy Me, I wonder if I pass your territory when I pass through Texarkana on the 30 when visiting my parents in Russellville. David, it was a God thing because I'm not very good with nibs. Refreshing. Marilyn, I just ordered new eyeglasses from AliExpress. Yeah, once I've got this sorted, I do have the prescription from the opticians here, but it'll change because of that. So I'll have to get my eyes redone. Then I'm gonna order glasses from China as well. Glasses here are very, very expensive. The current ones I've got, these are varifocal glasses. Because obviously being an old man, I need some reading glasses now as well. And I've had these 3 years. And I reused the frame. So it was just really the lenses. And that was 900 Aussie dollars. I priced them up on a site from China, which someone we know, he uses them. and they were just under 100 Aussie dollars. Absolutely ridiculous prices. Blonde Scales 1, if you go up 71 probably. Marilyn, eyeballs, sunglasses. Lol, sorry, it's all right. Yeah, we get sunglasses for my son from AliExpress. He's a builder, and obviously they need sunglasses, and they get covered in all the cement that they're using. So we have to replace them every couple of weeks. Tony, Garry and all, what is the line width on the Visconti Homo sapiens? I have a Custom 823 in broad and a Pelican M800 in medium that are similar line widths, and not sure how the Visconti will be. Well, let's try it out, shall we? Let me get a couple of pens that I can test with, just so you've got an idea. And head over here. I know you've seen the back of my head. I'm just getting the right notepad. There we go. Let's move that one out of the way. We'll go over there. Right, let me just bump myself over. So here's my Rhodia notepad, A5 notebook. So let's start with, this is the Pilot E95S. So this is obviously a broad, and it's, no it's not, it's a medium. And it's 14 karat gold. Can't remember the ink, but I'll just write my sentence. Grumpy wizards make a toxic brew for the jovial queen. So that's a medium Pilot E95S. Next one I'll go for my Lamy Safari, which has got a broad nib on it. Not Lamy Safari, I don't know why I keep calling this a Lamy 2000 Safari when we all know it's the Lamy 2000. And this has got a broad 14 karat gold. And I'll write the sentence. Okay. So that's that one done. So then we've got the Homo sapiens. This is the Dark Age. So it's a broad nib on this. And we're out of ink, I think. Let me just... Yep, out of ink. We'll have to fix that. So, live re-inking. I'm constantly keeping this one inked up with Diamine Fireside Snug. But because of the size of the nib and the section, I have to use my ink miser. Wow, I'm nearly out of there. That's now that bottle empty. So I'll only get another couple of fills, I'm guessing. So let's fill this baby up. Can I lean it down that way a bit? Right, so let me just clean this nib off. Just pop that down. This is where I'm always very careful. That needs to be cleaned now. So I say Diamine Fireside Snug. I really do love this as a combo. Put that all away in a minute. So let's try again. So we've got the Visconti, Homo sapiens, with a broad 18 karat gold. And I'll write my sentence. This is a joy to write with. Very little feedback. A very soft feeling as well. Oh, and I've got ink on my hand. Always happens. Right, let's pop that down there. So at the top, just a little bit closer view, there we've got that Pilot E95S with a medium 14 carat. Below that, we've got the Lamy 2000 with a 14 carat broad. And then we've got the Homo sapiens there with an 18 carat broad. So hopefully that gives you a bit more of an idea. Let me go back to the camera. Bump over again. Fetch the mic with me. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. Marilyn, I've got 4 pairs now, and they keep getting stronger and stronger as I get older. Yeah, I know that feeling, I tell you. Old age should be banned. Where did I put my tissue? I need to blow my nose. Oh, could be anywhere in this set. That one will do. I normally have 3 or 4 tissues on my desk at any one time because I keep putting them down and forgetting where I put them. And I found it. It's underneath my pens. I don't know. Let's move them out of the way as well. I'll put them back once the video's done. Yeah, my poor old eyes. I'll just be glad to be able to see again. It's been when I'm reading with my Kobo, my e-reader, it's not too bad because I can make the letters bigger. But when I'm reading an actual physical book, it can be very difficult at times. Marcy, me to turn it. Yep, curious as well. David, by the way, Annabelle Sophie Hiller from Applebooms is in Amsterdam. Appleboom in Amsterdam will be at Drumgoals in Houston, February the 20th to the 22nd. If anyone in the area needs nib or pen work, well worth checking out if you can. Andreas, I've been using an Indian company for glasses. For a single pair here in Oz, I can buy 7 to 10 pairs online. Never had an issue. Yeah, I mean, it just seems really weird how they price things here. Marilyn, the line width depends on how it was smoothed and the conditions in the factory where the tipping was put on. So many different things. It would take a microscope to tell the difference and a microscope calibration tool. Yeah, again, you know, this is just this particular one. You know, a lot of people have said they have issues with Visconti pens. I've been lucky. I've only got that one gold nibbed pen, but I've got a couple of steel ones, 3 steel ones, in fact, I think. Or is it 2? 2 or 3 anyway. Not had any issues with any of them. Tony will be sending you positive thoughts on Friday. I'm on the wait list to have mine done. Yeah, this all happens really quickly. I think it's because it's getting worse. So we went and saw the hospital ophthalmologist, or whatever, it's something like that, 2 weeks ago. On the way home, got a call from the waitlist people saying, you've been bumped up the list. Had all the pre-op stuff done this week, and yeah, having it done next week. It's only a 20-minute. It's only a 20-minute operation. I mean, it's a really small operation. Why I think cross my heart. That's why they have to take everything so careful there. Blonde Scales 1. My mum had lots of eye drops after her cataract surgery. Yeah, that wouldn't bother me too much, but hopefully not. Marilyn, I just looked at my hand and can't believe I don't have any ink stains on it. Yeah, I've got that one there. That's what I've just done. I've already got one there from earlier on. And on my thumb, and on this thumb. Anywhere else. And that finger. And that finger. Can't see anymore. Oh, yeah, got a bit there as well. I have ink all over myself. I sometimes think I need to inspect my hands before I go anywhere because usually they're covered in ink. Tony, thanks for the comparison, Gary. I have the E95S and the Lamy 2000 in broad, so I think I will pull the trigger on the Visconti as a medium. I do think it's a fairly wet writing pen. That's what I've noticed, but obviously with that ink, that's also a fairly wet combo. Blonde Scales 1. I have a few since I'm trying to catch up on my swatching, I bet. Miss Marilyn Darling, the Los Angeles pen shirt is the 14th to the 16th, Torrance Marriott Redondo Beach. Hopefully I pronounced that right. David, Gary, are you in our thoughts? Thank you for that, David. David, the difference between major and minor surgery. It is major surgery when you are having it. Yeah. It's one of the most common surgical procedures, certainly in Australia. I'm not sure about the world. So I know it doesn't bother me too much, he says. Obviously, it might do on the day when I'm sat there, laid there, because it's all done while I'm fully awake. So that's going to be quite interesting. I did have surgery on my eyes a couple of years ago to have my both my eyelids droop a lot. So I had them raised a little bit. And that was all done while I was awake. And that was quite interesting. Because it wasn't so much the surgery. When they took the stitches out, that was the problem. Because they'd done one of them so tight they couldn't get the actual stitch out. Marilyn, you'll do great. Absolutely. I mean, it's minor surgery. Still planning doing our live next week. That's how confident I am with it. Right, let's swap on over and we'll take a look at the pen of the week. Are we ready for this? I've done a new stinger. I thought I'd turn them off. Let me turn that one off. So, the pen of the week. That was the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande in dark Hawaii. Beautiful, this. Love we get these browns coming through. Stunning pen. Downside with this, and I say it all the time, no ink window because it's a piston filler. So I've got no idea what my ink level is. So my pen of the week was the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande with a medium nib. The ink is Colorverse Pulsar Pulse. And the cost for this, you're looking roughly 377 Aussie dollars for the pen. And I had this quite a while, and I often thought that it was a really expensive pen. Still do, to be honest. So here, I'm just fetching this up. Beautiful ink colour. It's a blue tending towards like the turquoise side of blue. And I'm not sure if the camera can catch it. There's a nice red sheen to it. Let's put that on an angle. And now we'll look at the pens I've used. So the first pen I used this week, this is the Conklin All-American. This is in the Courage version, and I think it's the white Courage. It might be the red, I can never remember. It's a cartridge converter. It has been cleaned out. Let me just put that in. I like the fact with this that the converter screws in, so it's nice and secure. It's got this beautiful broad nib, writes exceptionally well. I really like using this. So it's out of ink, so I can't actually demo this. Why have I got my face on there? I thought I'd take that one off as well. There we go. Next up, we've got the Pilot Custom 823 with not a lot of ink in there. This is also the pen I'm using today. So after I finish using this today, this is going to go into the clean out drawer. Got that gorgeous there. As I've already said, it's 14 karat gold nib. So we've got here a Pilot Custom 823, 823, not 832, with broad 14 karat gold. The ink is by Colorverse Sailing Stones. And the price, you're looking approximately 560 Aussie dollars. And for a long time, I thought that this would be the most expensive pen that I would ever own at 560 Aussie dollars. It's very nice though. I love the transparent nature of this. On this Midori MD cotton pad, I do see some nice shading coming through. It's a really nice ink, really pretty ink. And in this, I think it looks quite nice. Next pen is another one which is empty. And this is the Admoc M800. So yes, I will fill this up to do a comparison with the M1000. Won't be for a few weeks, I would think. I need to get some use of the M1000 to start to come up with my thoughts about it. Very pretty though. And here we've got a steel nib, and this is a broad Schmidt nib. Piston filling pen. Again, we don't have an ink window, so it may. I think there might have been a little bit of ink in here. Let's try, see if we can get something. We can get a little bit. Admoc M800 with a broad nib. Price wise, you're looking about 62 Aussie dollars. Big difference from that previous one. And the ink in here is Diamine Vibe. Which is one of the extreme sheen inks. And I'm certainly seeing that red coming out already. Very nice. Let me just whip this over there so I can get the bottom ones on. And come back over here. Next up, staying in China with the Mahjong P139. This beautiful, I love this cracked ice here, this white, very nice. We've got a bent nib on here. Not sure if you can see it like a food. Well, it's not really bent. I think it's more of a food nib. Hopefully that shows up on the camera. Piston filling pen. And on this one, we do have an ink window. And there's still some ink in there. So this is the Mahjong P139 with, I'm calling it a food nib. I think that's what it was labelled it. And price wise, it's about 77 Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine, and it's all the best. This is a sheening ink and also a shimmering ink. So as that dries, we should see a bit of a gold sheen. Don't really see much in the way of shimmer though. Next up, we've got the Narwhal Skullkill. I know I brought this out earlier on when we were doing some comparisons. Again, we're getting fairly low on ink. This is a use me up month, so the idea is actually to use these up. We've got a Narwhal nib on here. This is a medium nib. So this is Narwhal Skullkill. And the nib is a medium. Price-wise, you're looking at approximately 102 Aussie dollars. The ink is Colourverse. It's Aquarius Whispers. I like this colour. Very nice. It can look pale on some papers for some reason, but on here it's looking really nice. Two more to go. So up next, here we've got the Opus 88 Omar. Beautiful green colour. This was a gift from a viewer. Actually the same with that All American. That was a gift from a viewer. Very much appreciate those. So here we've got an Opus. Wow, this is such a wide filling pen. You really feel that the width of it. It's also an eyedropper. Opus 88 Omar. Broad nib. The broad nib really suits this pen. Price wise, you're looking about 176 Aussie dollars. And the ink by Diamine. And it's Pine Needle. Very smooth writer. This ink is a chameleon. I do see some chameleon, but certainly nowhere near as much as I see, say, with some of my some of my shimmering inks. And the last pen, this is the TWSBI Draco. Piston filler with a silly ink window. There's the ink window, or you would think that, but it's not. Inside that, there's another bit of clear plastic, which is actually where the ink sits. So that's not the full width of the pen, is not the full width of that ink window, which is a shame because with my eyes as they are, it makes it difficult to see if there's ink in here or not. We've got a rose gold coloured steel nib on there. This is the thing which lets this pen down, is the size of the nib. I just wish it was bigger because it doesn't look balanced to me. So this is a TWSBI Draco. with a broad nib. Price-wise, 215 Aussie dollars when I got it. You can't buy these now. It was a limited run, so they're only there now on the second-hand market. And the ink is by Diamine. And it's Forest Gatto. I think this ink really matches this. And this is a scented ink. And you really, to me, I get like a cherryish smell off them. This pen is a pen I love to hate. The nib lets it down. The rest of it, oh, it's beautiful. Writes absolutely perfectly. Writes very, very well. I love the way it writes. I love the way it feels in my hand. It's just that nib lets it down. So we'll go back to the camera. Let me just have a mouthful of my tea. Marilyn, stitches are a B word. Marilyn, wow. Marilyn, again, no ink window. Yeah, that's a real downside with that Leonardo. Again, Marilyn, the Pulsar Pulse was nice. I quite like Pulsar Pulse. I say it's when I first tried using it. Obviously, it was mainly from dipping, and the ink looked a lot darker. But in a pen, I know it's a medium nib. It's more like a turquoise now to me. Blonde Scales 1. Maybe it's me, but that music seems a bit loud. I'll have a look at that. I can hopefully turn that music down a wee bit. I'll just have to work it out on in OBS. Problem that I've got is through OBS, I don't actually hear the sound. I do have a preview window where I'm actually running the stream over here on my my Mac Mini. But again, I don't hear too much from that. Santa, welcome to you, Santa. Andreas, well, that woke me up. The volume on the title screens is higher than I expected. I'll say, yeah, I'll try and have a look at that. Let me just make a stinger sound loud. I'll have a play with that. I would guess, be able to turn down the volume. Let's go and do it now. Cover your ears. I'm just going to switch over to that again. No. I'll have to play with that. There must be a way to do it. Marilyn, $560 fins. Absolutely. It wasn't that when I got it, obviously. Its prices have gone up. I have seen in a couple of places online where it's shown it as you can get it cheaper, but I've never bought from that. So the price for that came from Cult Pens over in the UK, which is where I bought the actual pen from. Onto my Raspberry Cordial now. Marilyn, Vibe was a nice one. A bit dry though, depending on the nib. Yeah, in this one, this Admoc, it's very, very wet, and once it dries, you can't see any blue. Well, depending on the light. I'm not sure how it will come over on here. Just really seeing the blue, I think. Marilyn, Sheening inks always have a trouble staying at the ready. Yeah. I said that one's actually out of ink anyway, so it was lucky that we got that much. Oh, my. Marilyn, I recently got gifted a Mahjong Q3. I don't know who sent it to me. There was no note or anything, so if you sent it to me, thank you. I've Mahjong Q3, not tried one of those yet. Marcy Me, I enjoyed the Stool Kill pen video last week. Yeah, the Stool Kills are really nice. I think they're a bit underrated. I've got two of them. I've got that one, and I've got the Pop Eater Navy. They use number 6 nibs, so you can change the nib quite easily. Really enjoy them. What I have found, though, with the Stool Kill, I was talking about changing their nibs. I tried it with, I've got a Bock nib. I tried it with that, and there was no problems with it. It wrote really nicely. But what I noticed is because the block nib isn't quite a fit for the housing, it would click as I was writing with it. So you'd hear it clicking, which didn't bother me, but just something to be aware of. Put in a Yoho nib, and that's fine. Got no issues with that. Plain Water, welcome to you. Love Omar's, such a happy shape. It is. I really do like this Omar. I'd say it was a gift from a viewer. Very much appreciate it. It's really nice. It's nice and chunky. I like chunky pens. It's got that shut-off valve, so that's why this is left open. Obviously, if I go out of the house, I close it, but at home, I just leave it open all the time. And Marcy me, I'm using the Sailing Stones in one of my inked Prera pens for school. I think that Sailing Stones is really nice. It's one of these colours. When I first saw it, I thought, don't think much of that. But it grows on you, and now I've got it actually in a pen. It really is nice. Andreas, your prices made me wonder how everybody values their collections for insurance purposes. Yeah, that's quite an interesting thing, because especially now getting more expensive pens, that should really be named on an insurance, with the actual costs. I did do an exercise a few weeks ago where I looked at the prices of the pens that I've got, and it was something like $15,000. It was stupid. I can't believe that. I also did an exercise. Let me just pull this up over on my iPad. So I'm working through some changes to my app. Let me just go to the iPad. So here we've got the app. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm adding in, if I can remember which screen I put it on, reports, I think, where now it looks at my collection. So I've got 31 pens inked at the moment. I'm going to change this. I don't like the layout of it, but the numbers are correct. I've got 195 pens. I can't believe that when I saw that. And I've got 211 inks. I don't think that count is quite right. I need to look at that a little bit more. I think that might be more of a data issue. I think there's some that I've finished that I haven't marked as finished. But yeah, that was an interesting thing when I added that in. I just like to add things in, hopefully make the app a little bit more useful. Marilyn, hi to Santa. Tony, to Andreas, good point. In the UK, you get replacement price on insurance claims. Marilyn, only 211 inks. Oh my God, I have a problem. I know what you mean. I did have a lot more than that. I have managed to get it down. I've used every single sample that I've had, which was good. So now we're looking at just bottles, which is bad enough as it is. Although a lot of those are Inkvent bottles. So Blonde Scales 1 is that bottles, samples, or a combo. So now that's just bottles. I'll say I need to go through my data again in case there's some of the old ones that I haven't marked as being finished. But I can see that being fairly not too far off, because considering I've got 3 years of Inkvent, or is it 4 years? No, I think it's 3 years of Inkvent. So that's 75, plus the colour vent, that's 99. I've got loads and loads of diamine inks, so there could be at least 50 diamine inks. So they're up to 150. Then the other ones, I would think the number should be about 180, but I'm not 100% sure. Andreas, only 211. Are you unwell? Oh, that's why I've gone onto this ink buying freeze that I did, because I've got that many. I thought it's best just to stop buying them and only buy really ones that are really grabbing me. Marilyn, I have over 1,000 ink bottles, samples, and other. Yeah. Again, I'm going to push Marilyn's channel. Marilyn does a lot of different inks, well worth going and checking. With Marilyn's videos, I believe all of them are done like live, so you can actually interact. I think that's brilliant. It's just unfortunate time zones make it very difficult, but I usually watch the catch-ups. Okay, so we're done there. Let's head on over for our presentation. Where were we? Keynote. I haven't got a stinger for this yet. I will eventually get one. Let me play this. So last week's videos, on Monday, I had my fountain pen showdown between the Jinhao 9019 and the Jinhao X159. I filmed this about, pardon me, September, I think it was. It's been sat there waiting and waiting. I kept pushing it back. I've got a few videos like that at the moment. Wednesday, we took a look at two duckbill pens. There was a 1.1 stub and I think it was a 2.5. Looking forward to using those more in anger. I was going to fetch the 1.1 into my current rotation, but because it's got the same ink as in the Narwhal, I thought, no, we'll leave that. And then Friday, we did the ink comparison of February, which was Diamine Mistletoe and Diamine Olive Swirl, two nice green inks. Next week's videos, on Monday, we've got mainland China pen. So this is a start of what I'm calling my recommended video, my recommended pens video, my recommended pen videos. My mouth and poor tongue getting all muddled. So what I'm doing is, in this one, I've got 5 pens from mainland China. Next week, it will be 5 starter pens. I think it's the following week, there will be 5 intermediate pens. And then the final one in the series will be 5, actually 6 now because of that Pelican, because I'm filming that tomorrow. And they're what I'm calling grail pens. Not necessarily grail pens, but they're like the more expensive type pens. Wednesday will be my first impressions of that Pelican M1000. So I'll film on Monday, I'll edit Monday morning, and then that'll be published to members on Monday, mostly about lunchtime my time. And then to everybody else, that'll go out on Wednesday. And then Friday, we're going to look at my inked pens for February. Big change from last month. Last month there was hardly any. This month there's quite a few. I think it's about 18 pens, but that's because of this series I've been filming. Just have a quick mouthful of drink. Books of the week. So I finished off Unseen Academicals by Terry Pratchett. I quite enjoyed this. It was actually looking a lot at, the best way to put it is bigotry. Was like to me was the underlying theme. You know, so the main character in this, he was treated like filth was the best way of putting it. And about maybe just over halfway through the book, the race he comes from was revealed, and everybody just seemed to turn against him because of what people thought that race did. So it was actually quite interesting. You know, he wasn't being judged on who he was, on his actions, but on his race. But then, as the story progressed, it turned he was being he ended up being judged on himself. I just thought that was so interesting. And then I've started reading Terry Goodkind, The Siege of Stone. I'm about 20% of the way through that. So this is back to Nikki and Nathan. Not sure what I think of it at the moment. It's jumping around a bit because it's fetching in some alternate characters. So I need to think on that a little bit. But I say I'm only 20% of the way through, but yeah, quite enjoying it. And then we go back to the camera. Let me close this down. Close. So back to the comments. Marilyn, I review fountain pens, inks, and paper. I also teach calligraphy. Brilliant. There you are. There's the what do we call it? The elevator pitch. Tony, I'm seeing quite a few Facebook posts about moulding inks with Herban, apparently a problem. Any thoughts? I've heard a couple of people mention it. I've not actually seen it myself. And I'm surprised at that because obviously with the heat here, you'd have thought mould would grow if there was going to be an issue. But so far, I've not exhibited it or seen it, so I can't really comment too much. Blonde Scales 1, be careful with inks. They breed when you're not looking. They absolutely do. And I have to make sure that the wife doesn't catch them at it. Andreas, I bought 10 Robert Oster bottles this week. That tipped me up to 124 bottles, plus 4 Inkvent calendars, and at least 20 cartridge colours. Wow, that's a lot of ink. Marilyn, if you get mould, it's either really old or if it's new, contact your seller and see if they'll replace it. Andreas, I love the 2.5mm pen. Great for elevating your writing to something special. Yeah, I'm planning on using that mainly for titles. Let me just pull it out. Is that the... no, it's not that one. I think it's this one. Trouble is when you've got loads of inked pens. Let's go over to the phone again. So this is the Duckbill 2.5mm. I do have some Parallels pens. So what I may do at a later stage is do a comparison between the Duckbill and the Parallels as well. Tony, to MMD, yes, Herban had a recent issue and have been good at replacing apparently. Marilyn, yeah, 9 out of 10. If you contact the seller within a reasonable time, they will definitely replace it. Kaz, good night all. Thank you for joining us, Kaz. I know it's fairly early in the morning in the UK. Ricardo, good night, Kaz. Marilyn, I think that might be Jinhao 599. I could well be. It's when my wife bought it, it was labelled as Duckbill. There was no mention of Jinhao, but I've noticed there's a number of Jinhao pens which other sellers are just renaming. So yeah, very, very likely could. Might be something. Let me make a Jinhao 599. Might be worth me trying to get hold of one of those so I can then do a comparison between them. So that's all the comments. So what I'm going to do now is a membership giveaway, if I can find the right buttons. So what I'm going to do is give away 5 memberships, 5 free memberships for the month. I get 10 a month, so I'm going to do 5 now, and I'll do another 5 in a couple of weeks. So this gives you access to the membership. So members, they get early access to most of my videos, so they get them a couple of days early. They get once a week, I put out my Pens of the Week video that you see at the start of these. They get the full version of that. Once a month, we do an Ask Me Anything video, about 5-10 minutes, where I answer 3 questions that people have asked. So they get that. We also do a Zoom chat, only for about half an hour once a month. It was going to be the Saturday coming up, but because I'm having my operation on Friday, I have to go back to the hospital on the Saturday because they do like an immediate follow-up to make sure there's nothing majorly looking wrong with it. So I'm not going to be at home on Saturday to do that. So I'm putting that off a week. So that will be the following week. What else do members get? I can't remember. It's all gone off the top of my head. But anyway, they do that. So what I'm going to do is give away 5 free 1-month memberships. I'm clicking the button. So 5 names should appear. It's been announced. So here we go. So there you are. You should hopefully, those people that have been given that, I'm not sure exactly the process to redeem it, but it should talk you through that. So congratulations to you. Now, was there anything else I've got here? I've done my website, done my membership. That's all done. So let's head on over. Miss Marilyn Darling also could be a word beginning with I. 402. So I've made a note of that as well. Tony, I've converted my free membership to full. Brilliant. Thanks very much for that, Tony. Everything which comes in through the membership and also through the YouTube advertising all gets ploughed back into the channel. That's why with this, I'm fetching it again, the Pelican M1000, some of that was funded by the membership and the YouTube revenue. Some of it was funded by money for Christmas and my birthday. It's my birthday. I have a January birthday. So what I did, because of the price of it, I bundled that up. I also bundled that in with some of the YouTube money. Other things that the YouTube money has come from, so the memberships and the little bit that I get from the ads, that's gone, and that actually bought the colour event calendar for last year, so that's why I was able to do that. And then I've got a number of other purchases. The Twisby Swipe, that came from the membership and YouTube ad money, so it all gets fed back in. So thank you very much to anyone who's able to support. Bronze Scales 1, congrats. Marcy Me, yay. We got any more? Ricardo, congratulations. Marilyn, congratulations, everyone. John, thanks for the membership. Whoever done it, you're more than welcome, John. Tony, congrats to the winners. Great video as always. Good night all, and see you next week. Yep. Thank you for joining us, Tony. Happy word beginning with an I. Everyone who's participating, I'm participating. I think isn't that writing letters to people internationally or something? I don't really do letters, so it's not something I've looked at. John, thank you, Gary. No, you're more than welcome, so thank you for supporting. And let's David, blessings and have a great week. Congrats, new members. One more refresh. International Correspondence Writing Month there. I knew it was short for something. I'm just very bad at pronouncing words. Blonde Scales 1, have a great week all. So thank you all for your time. We've gone over the hour again. Please hit that thumbs up button. It's little things like the thumbs up button or commenting, which really can help with YouTube to... it's one of the signals it uses in the algorithm for actually presenting it to other people to watch. And it all just helps with me, getting my content out there to more people. So thank you. So do that. Please comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm just trying to get some more comments up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. Marilyn, have a great week all, and here's hoping your surgery goes well, and we'll see you again very soon, and hopefully I'll be able to see you all properly. So thank you all for your time. I'll leave the comments open whilst the outro is playing. Thank you all, and I'll talk to you again soon.